Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone, the slow and short series. I'm Carol. I'm glad you've joined us today. In this series, we'll move our bodies a little more slowly, and the classes will last less than 30 minutes. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget it's free. And we'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment. In today's practice, we'll explore poses for a deeper stretch. You'll only need a chair for today's class. Let's get started. So we're going to begin by moving forward in our chair and taking our feet and making sure they touch the floor and if they're grounded to the floor. So just connecting. Same thing with our sits bones. We want to make sure that we're solidly in the chair and that the hips are equally weighted. So we're not kind of leaning one way or the other. Let's flip our palms up if that feels okay for you. And just connect to that breath. So I'm going to close my eyes, and if that feels okay for you, you can join me. Otherwise, you can just soften your eyes. Begin to notice your natural inhalation and exhalation. And now let's see if we can elongate that breath. Inhale a little more deeply and exhale a little more completely. Let's do that again. A little deeper inhale and a little more complete exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And just breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice. One more breath here. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. We're going to look to the right. Let's look center. And look the other way. And look center. Let's do that one more time. Looking to the right. Now maybe take your eyes, just your eyes, and see if you can look a little further over your shoulder. Let's go ahead and look center. So we're just taking that gaze a little further. Let's look the other way. And see if you can take that gaze just a little beyond that. Go ahead and look center. How did that feel? A little stretch for the neck? Okay. So the next series is mountain pose. We will start with our hands down towards the floor. If it feels okay, you're going to spread your fingers. So just a stretch for the hands. Let's release the finger stretch. Bring those arms up to goalpost arms or goddess arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades back behind you. As you squeeze your shoulder blades behind, feel the heart lift. Now we're going to extend our hands to the ceiling. So remember, if you have issues with your shoulders, you're going to leave your elbows bent, and it's fine. If it's okay, we're going to extend our hands to the ceiling, but pull your shoulders down out of the ears. Take your right hand and grab your left wrist. Lengthen up towards the ceiling and leaned. It's called a leaning mountain pose. All right, let's come back up. Now we're just simply going to grab the other wrist, lengthen, and hinge. Come back up to center and release. How did that feel? Good? The next series or the next pose is going to stretch the center of the body right at the ribs. So we're going to take our right knee and open it. So here I am. I've got a pretty good stretch in the inner thighs. Take your left hand and bring it all the way across your body. Grab the back of the chair if that feels okay for you. Lengthen through the spine. Turn and look over the back of your chair. Let's release that and do it again. Arm comes across the body, grabs the back of your chair, lengthen through the spine, turn and look over the back of your chair. One more breath. Let's release that. Bring this knee forward. And we're going to go to the other side. Let's take that left knee. Open it nice and wide. Feel the inner thigh stretch. Right hand comes across the body. Grabs the chair. Lift through the spine, crown of the head to the ceiling. Turn. Look over the back of your chair. Release. Let's do it again. Bring that arm across your body, grab the chair, crown of the head lifts, turn, look over the back of your chair. And release. Bring this leg forward and grab a sip of water. We're going to move forward in our chair. And I want you to bring your right knee into your chest. So as I bring my knee in towards my chest, I want you to think about crown of the head to the ceiling. Now flex your foot and you're going to let go and reach underneath your thigh here for support. And I want you to extend the leg. You don't have to straighten it. Just extend it as much as feels good to you. And then see, can you lift it any higher? There's a hamstring stretch. Do you feel that? I do. Okay, let's just bend that knee and put that foot on the floor. We're going to do that on the other side before we add on. And remember, you don't ever have to add on, right? But let's do the other side. So we're going to bring that left knee into the chest. So did you notice how I lifted up? So as I brought my knee into my chest, I lifted up through my heart. Okay, so remember, let's flex the foot. Go ahead and grab under the leg, push, and then if it feels okay, you're going to lift that leg a little higher for that hamstring stretch. Okay, let's bend that knee and put that foot on the floor. Okay, So the only thing we're going to add to this is after we finish extending our leg and lifting, then we're going to put the foot on the floor and we're going to hinge into a pyramid pose. So it's still going to be stretching the hamstring. It's just a little different way. Okay, so let's do it again on that right side. So bring that knee in. Remember, crown of the head lifts up. So I'm not leaning back. Okay, so really lifting up through the chest. Crown of the head is long. Now I'm going to grab under my leg and I'm going to extend that leg and then I'm going to lift. I didn't mention the flexed foot, but we want to have that foot flexed. Okay? Now let's go ahead, bring that leg to the floor so the heel is on the floor and the toes are lifted to the ceiling. I'm going to place my hands on my thighs. Lengthen long through the spine and let the heart fall forward. So there's another way. I'm moving forward a little bit more in my chair. There we go. That feels better for me. And I'm going to move into that pyramid pose. And then I'm going to roll it up. And I want to do that one more time. Lengthen through the spine and let the heart fall forward. So when I moved forward in my chair, it was because the chair was cutting into my leg, the back of my leg, and it just felt better to move a little bit forward. All right, let's come up, bend that knee, and put that foot on the floor. We're going to the other side. Bring that knee in, squeeze it, crown of the head to the ceiling. Flex the foot, push through the heel, grab a hold to the leg, lift it just a little. Let's go ahead and let that foot go to the floor. Toes are up to the ceiling. Lengthen through the spine and let the heart fall forward. My hands are resting on my thighs for some support. Let's roll up and do that one more time. Extend through the spine and let the heart fall forward. Oh, that should feel good. Tuck the chin, roll up, bend the knee, and put that foot on the floor. Very good. Okay. So our next pose is goddess pose. And we're going to add some shoulder dips into our goddess pose. So the first thing we're going to do is heel toe our feet wide. So it's heel, toe, heel, toe. So now my feet, I don't know, I've adjusted a little on my chair so that I feel like I'm solidly on the chair, but I've got my feet pretty wide, just as wide as feels good for you. My hands are going to stay on my thighs, and I'm going to let my right shoulder dip between my knees. I'm going to bring that shoulder up, and then I'm going to go to the other side. So let that shoulder drop down between your knees. And then we're going to lift up. We're going to add one thing to this series, only if you want. We're going to let the right shoulder drop down between the knees. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to push gently into this inner thigh. So feeling that inner groin stretch. You don't have to do that. It's just an option. Okay, release. Come back up to center. And then let's go to the other side. Last time, let that shoulder fall first. Then if you want the add-on, you're just pushing with this hand, you're just pushing gently into that inner thigh. Super gentle here. Don't push too hard. Feeling that stretch in the groin. Let's release that. Go ahead and come all the way up to seated. We're going to heel toe those feet back together now. And grab a sip of water. So we're going to move forward in our chair. And then take just a heel and a toe of those feet, just a little bit wider than hip distance. So we're going to move into a seated forward fold by simply beginning to hinge at the hips. Let's put our arms, palms facing up, on the legs here for some support. Now just begin to let the upper body fall forward, but we're not going to tuck our chin. We're just going to keep our back flat and feel the back stretch. So the lower back is getting the majority of the stretch here. I feel a little bit into the upper back, but keeping the back flat will keep most of the stretch into the lower back, and that's what I want you to feel for this one. We have one more breath. Okay, we're just going to roll up slowly here. Take a moment. We're going to do that again. Okay, so just take a moment here. So we're going to begin to let that heart fall forward. Remember, you're going to put your arms on those legs, palms facing up for a little support. So I'm lifting nice and long through my spine. I still want a long spine, and I'm going to let my heart begin to fall forward. So really extending long through the spine as I let my heart fall forward, feeling the stretch in the back. One more breath here. And let's go ahead and roll it up slowly. Good. We're going to heel toe our feet back in to where they're hip distance apart. Take your right hand and place it on the outside of that opposite knee. Your other hand is going to go on the seat of the chair. I want you to bring that elbow back, turn, and look over that shoulder. Okay, let's release that. And then we're going to go the other direction. This hand is going to go on the outside of that knee, opposite hand on the chair. Bring the shoulder back. Turn and look over that shoulder. One more breath and face forward. Okay, so you can keep doing that again. If you want a little bit more, I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to cross it over my left. Now I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to bring it on the outside of that knee. Opposite hand is going to come to the chair behind me. Lengthen through the spine. Now if you want, you can pull a little bit, press into that leg as you twist. Pull this shoulder back, press, and you might get a little deeper twist. A little deeper stretch into the side waist. One more breath. And face forward. And let's do the other side. So I'm going to bring that leg down and cross the other leg on top. Opposite arm comes to that knee, the other hand back by the chair. Lift, pull the shoulder back, twist, and I'm pressing against the leg a little bit, just for a little more stretch. One more breath, and face forward. Okay, so we're going to move into seated pigeon. You can stay here with this knee like this, or you can cross with the ankle in front of that knee. Lengthen through the spine and begin to just let the heart come forward. Super gentle. Are you feeling the stretch here in your hip and glute? I am. Let's come up. And then we're just going to flutter the butterfly wing here. So just move that knee up and down a little bit. And we're going to do that again. Lengthen nice and long through the spine. And maybe you let the heart fall forward. The other thing you can do is press gently on this leg if you want. Just another way to get a little deeper stretch. One more breath. All right, let's unravel that leg. And we're going to go to the other side. So remember, you can be here if that feels better for you, or you can bring that ankle on top of that opposite leg. Your choice. We're just hanging out here for a couple of breaths first. And then if you want a little more, extending nice and long through the spine and beginning to let the heart fall forward. So super gentle though. All right, let's come up and move that up and down just a smidge. And then let's do that again. Don't forget to lengthen first through the spine. Keep a nice long spine. Then begin to let the heart fall forward. And if you want to press gently on this leg, you can. You should be feeling that hip and glute pretty substantially. I do. One more breath. Okay, let's go ahead and unravel that leg. We're going to sit back in our chair. Place your hands lightly on your thighs. Flip the palms up to the ceiling. Now, if you don't want to close your eyes, just simply let your eyes fall down towards your lap, not your head, just your eyes, or close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out.
What matters most? What does it gain you to win an argument and lose a friend? What does it gain you to reap a financial windfall and sacrifice your most treasured values? Before making any choice, take a moment to remember who you are and to envision the person you aspire to be. Take a moment to remember what matters most. You can do just fine without the meaningless thrills and pleasures. You'll have a lot more trouble getting along without a clear and positive purpose, or without all you truly love and value. Do yourself a favor and refuse to sell yourself short. Do the work, make the sacrifices, embrace the challenges of supporting and promoting what matters most. Life can often be difficult and downright painful. You owe it to yourself and others to make life worth all the hardship. That means doing all you can to bring true goodness to the surface. That means renewing your commitment each day to what matters most, with the time you spend, the energy you give, and the choices you make.
Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. deep breath in. And on this exhalation, open your eyes. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with your right hand. Give the head a gentle tug, pressing the other hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with the left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that opposite hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. If you haven't already, click on that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment, and I will see you next time.